Ladies and gentlemen, if we can take our seats, we have a few honorary award presentations coming up. Let's settle down, folks. So during dinner, I had a chance to walk around the tables a little bit, and I overheard one gentleman say to another, boy, you know, the Cheder over the past 40 years is so fortunate to have Rabbi Wolf at its helm, leading the school, taking care of all the details. We're so lucky, we're so fortunate. What could possibly be better than having Rabbi Wolf at Cheder? And I said, having two Rabbi Wolves at Cheder. Tonight, we get a chance to hear from two Rabbi Wolves who run the Cheder. Rabbi Moshe Wolf, please come up and share some words with us as we continue our program. Give Rabbi Moshe Wolf, Executive Director of Cheder, a tremendous round of applause. We kindly ask everyone to give Rabbi Wolf your undivided attention, please.
It's always nice to speak when people are eating dessert. Honored rabbis, rebbitzins, teachers, parents, supporters, friends, and all the distinguished guests here today. They tell a story of the great general Moshe Dayan, that he was once stopped by an Israeli traffic cop. He was speeding, and the cop sees right away who it is, the illustrious general. He says, Adoni, Moshe Dayan, I know who you are, but I'm going to give you a ticket. Because of all people, you need to be the one to set an example for everybody else. Moshe Dayan looks at him and says, do you see my eye? He says, I only have one eye. You want me to look at the road or you want me to look at the speedometer? In Cheder, we don't always look at the speedometer. 40 is a big number, but you know, in Cheder, we don't really live by the numbers. The math doesn't always add up. I'm sure I'm not the only one here tonight. We've heard it throughout the night. But when I hear 40 years, I think to myself, that is an absolute miracle. So first and foremost, I want to thank Hashem for all the miracles that we witnessed over the past 40 years. But miracles do not happen in a vacuum. Miracles happen because of people. It takes goodness, kindness, sacrifice, commitment to create a miracle. We, all of us here tonight, create miracles. Tonight it's the once a year that all of us miracle workers get to celebrate together. The incredibly dedicated principals, rebbes, moras, office staff, parents, volunteers, and of course the supporters who are the oil in the engine. But I think I can say that I stand here tonight with a very unique vantage point. Having been basically born and raised in a home which was really an extension of Cheder. I remember my younger brother Yale, who's here with us somewhere. When he was not yet 3, he was playing phone. And you know what the words that he said when he would pick up the phone? He would take that little Tykes plastic phone, put it to his ear and say, "Hi, it's Rabbi Wolf. What's my balance?" Those were the words we heard every morning of our childhood. As soon as the Peterson Bank opened at 8 o'clock in the morning, my father needed to make that phone call to make sure that the Cheder accounts were not overdrawn. Teachers and mortgages needed to be paid. My father, soll sein gesund, has lived and breathed Cheder for almost its entire 40 years. And it's important to mention, and I can tell you firsthand, that my mother, Tzalangiyar, Mrs. Wolf, was and continues with him in this endeavor through thick and through thin. Give her a round of applause. And believe me, it wasn't always easy. Actually, it's still not easy. But what gets him through every day, especially the very difficult days, is knowing that the Rebbe sent him here, and this is his lifelong mission. Seeing the tremendous nisim, the amazing miracles that followed the Cheder from its very inception to this very day is what keeps him going. You know, growing up, I kept hearing about these miracles. There was the miracle of the purchase of the Howard Street building, the miracle of Seymour Abrams, Olav Sholem. And whenever things got really tight, we knew that there had to be a miracle coming. And indeed, after getting onto the Cheder train, after I was married some 15 years ago, I was privileged to watch all those miracles up close. Our two honorees here tonight, the Benjamins and the Rothners, were also blessed to be part of the Cheder miracles. Actually, Baruch Hashem, this year, many parents joined in to be partners in those miracles with the Scholarship Tax Credit Initiative. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's these little orange booklets on your tables, and you can check it out. And Yetz Hashem, this year, all of our eligible parents will be recipients of this miracle. So in closing, I encourage each one of you here tonight, join us and become a bigger part of our miracle. 40 is a significant number. It's an amazing achievement, but it only inspires us, especially in these days before Purim, to continue beyond the 40 and into the infinite, beyond numbers, beyond logic, beyond any limitations, including financial limitations. But in order to make this a reality, we, each of us here tonight, need to do the impossible. Let's do it, and let's guarantee the survival of Klal Yisrael. Thank you, and Mazel Tov, and a freilich and joyous Purim to all.